Hello everyone, I'm Quizero Laugal. Today, we're going to talk about a topic you've all been waiting for, the Mayan civilization. So, what is the Mayan civilization? It's actually located in Mexico, right near the crater where the asteroid hit Earth and wiped out the dinosaurs. Among the three great ancient civilizations of the Americas, the Mayan civilization is one, along with the Inca civilization and the Aztec civilization. Among these three civilizations, the Mayan civilization is the oldest. Previously, we introduced a miracle from Central and South America called the Nazca Lines. That one is very close to the Inca civilization. When it comes to ancient civilizations, we have to mention the four great ancient civilizations in the world. Do you know which four they are?
Babylon,
Ancient Babylon,
India,
Ancient India,
Ancient India, Ancient Egypt.
Ancient Egypt.
There's also the Yellow River Basin.
Right, the Yellow River civilization. Now, the Maya civilization isn't one of those four great ancient civilizations, but the Maya civilization is also really impressive. One of the biggest features of the Maya civilization is that it was purely a Stone Age civilization. Actually, if you look at its era, other civilizations had already entered the Bronze Age, but the Maya remained in the Stone Age the whole time. Their metallurgy never developed at all. Some of the artifacts on Earth are made of metal, but those are just ornaments. All their tools were made of stone, everything they used was stone. This really limited their development, because what you can do with stone and what you can do with metal are totally different. So, in theory, there were a lot of things they simply couldn't do. But what's strange is that they managed to accomplish many things that even people from the Bronze Age couldn't do. So today, let's talk about what exactly they achieved. The Mayan civilization also had writing. They used hieroglyphs. This is actually the only ancient script ever discovered in the Americas. Civilizations like the Inca, for example, didn't have any writing at all. The Mayan script, though, remained undeciphered for a long time, and it was only in the past decade or so that we've gradually managed to decode it. Why did this happen? It's because many of the Mayan civilization's books were destroyed. Right now, there are only 4 surviving Mayan books left in the entire world. In the 16th century, Spanish colonizers were the first to arrive in what is now Mexico. Along with them came a missionary named Diego. This Diego was an extremely zealous Christian.
Crazy.
Yeah, what was crazy about him? When he saw that the Maya people all had their own religion, he ordered the Spanish troops to first kill the Maya high priest. Later, he burned all the Maya texts. This led to the fact that for several hundred years, no one could understand the Maya script. From this perspective, our research on Maya culture is still at a very early stage. In recent years, there's been a particularly famous event, the whole 2012 end of the world thing. Right, that's the doomsday recorded in the Maya calendar. On the winter solstice of 2012, the Maya culture, which has many different calendars, had one that mentioned the year 2012. This calendar is called the Long Count. The Long Count starts from August 11th, 3114 BCE. Then, it goes up to December 21st, 2012, so a lot of people thought that would be the end of the world. But in Maya cultural concepts, the world is cyclical. So, many descendants of the Maya believe that December 21st, 2012, wasn't the end of the world, but rather the beginning of their next cycle. As for what the difference is between our current cycle and the previous one, nobody really knows. I saw on a Japanese TV show that it's possible that children born after that day might have a different DNA structure from people before. For example, while we have double helix DNA, there could be triple helix DNA. This triple helix DNA would make them more resistant to diseases and possibly have a different lifespan. Also, they might even be able to adapt to living environments on other planets. So, the whole 2012 end of the world thing actually started being hyped up a long time ago. The earliest instance was back in 2008, when a crop circle appeared in a farm in the UK. It was a depiction of the solar system, showing the sun and the 9 major planets. Based on the positions of these 9 planets, people calculated that this matched exactly where the 9 planets would be on December 21st, 2012. But there was one planet that didn't line up, Pluto. Pluto was off by 30 degrees from where it was supposed to be. Since Pluto takes 248 years to orbit the sun, being off by 30 degrees meant it was 24 years ahead of schedule. Then, a week later, next to this crop circle, another pattern appeared. This circle actually represents Nibiru. When you put these two diagrams together, they indicate that Nibiru would enter the solar system on December 21st, 2012. Moreover, because of Nibiru's strong gravitational pull, Pluto's orbit shifted by more than 30 degrees. So, a lot of people got really excited and wanted to observe this celestial body to see if Nibiru would show up around Pluto. And as luck would have it, right at that time, both Google Sky and WikiSky, the two websites people use to observe celestial bodies, placed a black shadow next to Pluto. What were they trying to hide? So, some people became convinced that Nibiru had already arrived. Now, as for Nibiru, since it could pull Pluto by such a large angle, its mass must be quite significant. There have always been rumors that Nibiru is a dark star. Its properties are similar to those of a black hole, so it's very possible that Nibiru is a small black hole. Next, let's talk about some of the unsolved mysteries of the Mayan civilization. You might have seen crystal skulls in some movies, like Indiana Jones and the like, right? As for these crystal skulls, so far, a total of a dozen or so have been discovered, in various sizes, even as small as prayer beads. Some of them are really about the size of a human head. The smaller crystal skulls were discovered around the mid-19th century, while the larger ones were found in the late 19th century. The 19th century, that is, the 1800s. Pure natural crystal is extremely hard, and the stone tools from the Stone Age couldn't possibly be used to carve or polish crystal.
And it's this smooth, too.
Right, and crystal is brittle. If you hit it with a stone, it'll just shatter. Nowadays, when we polish crystal, we use diamond sand to grind it. So, some people speculate that this thing might be fake. However, unfortunately, no traces of that have been found on this crystal skull. Any traces of artificial polishing?
No way.
Yeah, that's exactly what's so unsettling about it.
Hey, do you think it's possible that all these crystals, or diamonds, or gemstones were actually left behind by a previous wave of humans, or maybe even by aliens? What a pity. And there's more.
This is his skull.
Aw, right, it's his skull.
Oh my god, so about this matter, there was a major development in 2008. The renowned Smithsonian Institution in the United States conducted an examination of the crystal skull. They got hold of a crystal skull about the size of a human head, and using extremely advanced electron microscopes, they carried out a very detailed observation of the crystal skull and discovered there are some scratches on the upper jaw, and these scratches can't be seen with an ordinary magnifying glass. According to their analysis, these scratches were left when the crystal was polished with extremely fine diamond sand. In other words, they believe these are traces of human polishing. However, aside from that spot, the rest of the crystal skull, especially the skull cap, has nothing at all. Isn't that pretty amazing? Back in the late 19th century, Germany's crystal processing technology was the best in the world, so they said if it was from the late 19th century. If it was made back then, it must have been made in Germany. But honestly, with Germany's craftsmanship, you wouldn't be able to find any polishing marks at all.
Even being suspected of this is an honor, isn't it?
That's impressive. For centuries, no one noticed polishing marks. You'd need a super high-powered electron microscope to see them. Palenque is the name of a country in the Maya region. The biggest difference between the Maya and the world's four great ancient civilizations is that those four were all single unified countries, while the Maya consisted of over 100 city-states. Palenque was one of the larger, though still relatively small, city-states. The most famous ruler of Palenque was Pakal II. He ascended the throne at age 12 and abdicated at 80, ruling for 68 years. Moreover, during his reign, Palenque was developed exceptionally well. Pakal II is considered something of a legend within Maya civilization. At first, he was just a legendary figure, but later, his tomb and even his remains were actually discovered beneath the pyramid in the Maya city. This was quite a remarkable and mysterious event. Archaeologists have always agreed that the pyramids in Maya civilization were not tombs, but were used for rituals. But as it turns out, Pakal II's tomb was actually located right beneath a pyramid, which made everyone start to question again what the real purpose of these pyramids was.
Was Pakal II used as a sacrifice for rituals?
No, he was a king, and he was buried with great honor. In fact, the greatest mystery of the Maya civilization was discovered in this very tomb. This sarcophagus of Pakal II, on its lid, there's a painting. At first, people didn't know how to interpret it, should it be viewed horizontally or vertically? Later, in the ruins of Palenque, they found another painting with a similar cross in the middle and two people standing on either side. That's when they realized the original painting should be viewed vertically. But once you look at it vertically, a problem arises. Look, here's something that looks like a cross. There's a person lying here, and below them is a seat, and this seat is spewing fire downward, just like a rocket launch. Up here, there's a bird, which makes it feel even more like it's about to soar into the sky. This bird looks a bit like our phoenix. If you look at it horizontally, it seems like someone is operating some kind of advanced weapon, aiming it, that kind of vibe. Later on, after many years of analysis, some archaeologists believe that the pillar in the middle here isn't a rocket, but rather a kapok tree. In Mayan civilization, the kapok tree is considered the world tree. Many civilizations believe that our world is actually a tree. Down here, it looks like the face of a ghost, which is said to represent the gods of the underworld. So, it's divided into the underworld, the human world, and the heavens.
The heavens.
These three realms show that their king will travel from the underworld up to the heavens, thus achieving the cycle of life and death. That might be what it means.
But the way he painted this is very mechanical.
Yeah, and the movement of this person's hand clearly looks like they're operating something, and their eyes are looking in that direction.
I think he's observing celestial bodies.
Oh, it's possible it's a telescope, right? He's lying down looking at the sky, isn't he? Hey, no one has brought up your interpretation so far. Anyway, this is one of the greatest mysteries the Mayan civilization has left us. For many years, people didn't know whether this picture should be viewed horizontally or vertically, but no matter how you look at it, it's pretty terrifying. Of course, some people who absolutely refuse to believe this is evidence of an ancient advanced civilization say that the thing in the middle is just a corncob.
It really looks like some kind of device.
It is a device. Maya blue is a color found in Mayan civilization murals and on the walls of their cities. Blue was extremely important to them. The most amazing thing about this Maya pigment is that it has withstood thousands of years of wind and rain without fading, so scientists have been studying what it's made of. Now we know it's made by mixing three things: a blue dye, clay, and another ingredient. What is it? No one knows. It's precisely because of this mysterious component that it can last for thousands of years without decaying. If you put it on your face, well, that's it, it won't come off for 1,000 years. Honestly, even now we probably can't produce a paint as strong as that, one that doesn't come off for 1,000 years.
So have a lot of animals and plants gone extinct? Like, maybe you need something like dinosaur eggshells.
That actually makes sense. The Mayan civilization had pyramids, and so did the Egyptian civilization. Why would two civilizations so far apart build such similar structures? It's said that the Anunnaki from Nibiru came to different parts of the world and taught people the same construction techniques, leading to the building of pyramids. But what connection these pyramids have with gold mining or the lives of people at that time, we have absolutely no idea. Most civilizations in the world actually originated from a single civilization. That civilization is Atlantis. After Atlantis was submerged by the Great Flood, the surviving Atlanteans had to escape to different parts of the world. Wherever they went, they taught people how to build pyramids using the construction techniques from their own civilization. So, it's possible that the pyramid was originally an architectural style from Atlantis. In fact, current archaeology has basically confirmed this. These two civilizations developed independently, so why did two independently developed civilizations end up producing the same kind of structure? As we mentioned at the beginning, we actually know very little about the Mayan civilization, and it's unlikely we'll learn much more in the future. The main reason is that invaders destroyed a lot of their books and many of their ruins. Another issue is that tomb raiding is rampant in present-day Mexico. Anything that can be taken has already been taken. Only the big things like pyramids are still left.
Even if some books have survived, they might not necessarily be accurate. History belongs only to the victors. They can alter it however they want.
So how can we really understand true history?
Clay tablets.
It feels like books are meant to be spread widely, but clay tablets really aren't easy to distribute on a large scale, right? Actually, some archaeologists say that murals, those things, don't lie. They say that in ancient times, if people wanted to pass something down to future generations, their only way was to paint murals. So murals must be real. From that perspective, that painting on the Pakal sarcophagus.
A flying machine.
Right.
No, he just wanted to brag.
The drawing style, the lines and all that, it gives off that kind of vibe. Hell.